Well, everybody, welcome to yet another day of the septic tank that is the Republican administration. I'm your host, Disillusioned Dick, and this is Dunk his fucking head underwater, my co-host.
Sorry for damaging the microphone there. Yes, let's just think about it. Just for like one moment, I'm just going to rattle off the top of my head.
I'm going to roll a joint while you do it.
Yeah, things that have happened since the last 42 recording, and some of it was like happening at the same time as we were recording as well. Yeah. Let's not forget. But we had a Russian captained tank cargo ship ram into a American hired tanker full of aviation fuel,
like boat sex
for the American military. Yeah, the thing just took it hard on, right up the arsehole. And yes, and the Russian captain has been arrested. Who'd have thought? He was a Russian? No conspiracy whatsoever. What else has happened? Oh, and Tesla's shares have been tanking. The company is doing so Musk has lost billions and billions and billions in personal wealth. And so what did they do? Oh, they had a little car show in front of the White House to try to promote Tesla. Oh, Tesla's lovely. Yes, buy Tesla. And also, Trump said, if you can't, it's illegal to boycott Tesla. Yeah. You can't not choose Tesla.
Emperor Chin has spoken.
And anybody demonstrating, they're going to be deemed as domestic terrorists and will be arrested. So watch out, grandma, who's out there with a sign saying "Down with Musk," because you're going to be sent to a concentration camp soon. What else has been happening? Oh yes, there was a chappie who was he was demonstrating against the war in Palestine, just the atrocities, and he's been basically condemned as a Hamas supporter, which was I don't think that ever came up. I'm not too sure about the kid, but he's been disappeared and sent off to some unknown location.
No charges, no formal anything. Just come with us, son.
Well, they did have a charge sheet. They couldn't figure out what they was arresting for, and so they kept changing their mind until they just dragged him away. What else has happened? Oh, there was a peace plan. A peace plan sent out to Russia, because Trump wants peace, and Trump knows Putin wants peace. Everybody wants peace. Well, a little bit of peace of Ukraine, that is. And so the Russians replied about this peace plan. Shall we just say that the Americans and Ukraine agreed on? So it couldn't have been that bad for Ukraine. So they agreed on it. And what did the Russians say, Dick? Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank Niet, they said. Not having it. And so, well, we'll have to wait and see. I think Dick's got more about that coming out. What else has happened? Oh, yes. An incredibly brave ex-veteran. Well, not an ex-veteran, because you're a veteran. You don't become an ex-veteran, but a veteran, a military veteran, astronaut, senator, and just all-round decent guy who just came back from your visit to Ukraine to see how the problems are. One of those propaganda trips that J.D. Vance likes talking about. So he came back from Ukraine, and what did Elon Musk call him? A traitor. That's right. He's a traitor for going to visit Ukraine.
Yeah.
Okay.
For going to Ukraine, you're a traitor in the eyes of the guy who's gutting the government right now, the American government.
What else has happened? I'm sure that anybody in the chat, you just keep telling us what else has been happening, because there's been shitloads of happening, and I'm going to remember more as we go along. I'm quite sure of it. Dick's got some news. It's not a normal 42 show tonight, because me and Dick were just like, so we're just going to be a bit loose and windy tonight. So yeah.
Let's see here. There's
whoa! I say what a week. It's a few days.
Yeah,
it's not even a week. It's just a few days.
I know. And you got Democrats now going to do town halls in Republican areas.
Democrats are coming out shouting all over the place now.
Oh yeah, everybody's got their inner Bernie Sanders on display right now. Jewish protesters have flooded the Trump Tower over the Columbia University activist release. Tariff news. It would be one of those things where every time I speak, I would have to stop and correct myself because more news has been released. It's unbelievable, you know.
Do you know the latest one I just heard tonight? The latest is there's going to be a 200% tariff on booze from the EU.
Yeah,
200%.
Yeah, the EU was going to do Kentucky bourbon, a tariff on Kentucky bourbon, hard right red state. And as such, Trump is like, oh, yeah, I'll just do it to others then. I mean, it's seriously, can somebody change this man's diaper? World politics is not handled this way, you imbecile child.
Why not make it 1,000%? Yeah, what? He can still afford the champagne.
Yeah,
it's all those, the blue collar workers who can't afford the champagne anymore. Why can't they? You'll just have to drink Carver now. Oh.
Yeah. Everybody gets everybody get on the night train because that's all you'll be able to afford now.
It won't be long before you won't be able to afford biscuits and gravy. Crying out loud.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing. These billionaires up at the top that have got Trump's ear that are, silently pulling some strings, and not so silently in the case of Musk. None of this stuff really affects them much. They have so much above and beyond that if everything that they consume doubles in price, it affects them not. They don't care at all.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, like I said to you the other day, I did the math. If Elon Musk gave every single American citizen, $1,000, he would still be a multi-billionaire.
Yeah.
Still be a multi-billionaire. It's like, well, I mean, I'm sure Elon isn't holding back on the omelets.
Well, you can tell every time he jumps up and down, there's 3 or 4 omelets on display right there. Exactly. Oh, wrong button. Remember when this happened last time? I forgot. That's supposed to be the Price is Right loser sound. Damn it.
Yeah,
I have to remember.
What you actually played was you played the $400 billion man.
Yeah. Can you imagine if Elon Musk had bionics, he still couldn't jump 6 inches off the ground. You see that? It's just...
Oh yeah, his use of ketamine, his ketamine use is apparently because he has to control his inner emotions. And why have you got problems, Elon? Oh, it's because nobody likes me. Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Take more ketamine. Take a good horse dose, you bastard.
Oh yeah, enough for a whole stable. Right, just be done in one shot, dude. Okay,
Oh, fucking hell!
It's coming so thick and fast now. I wonder, people that are maybe a little bit more emotional, or take somebody who's like $80,000 a year, American, working somewhere, and could be very much disturbed by the tariffs that's coming in, and maybe coming in, and then maybe not coming in. Stock market's fallen. You've been somewhat investing towards your retirement. Life must just be a nightmare. Every day you wake up and you're like, is it going to be Red Dawn? Is this when the guys with the parachutes land and, take over my town? Right?
I hope so, because they'll do a better job of governing the country. Please, communists, help.
You could be right there, actually. You could be right.
What else? Oh, yes, because they've been talking about shutting down the government for 6 months. just so Trump and
Happens a lot
Elon can
these
do.
days.
I know, but they want to shut it down for so long that they can just do whatever the hell they like because there'll be no one there to fight them. That's why they want to do it.
Oh, good point.
Mind you, they say shut down the government. There's not much of it left.
Yeah, I mean,
they're shutting down Social Security right as we speak.
yeah, if they shut the government down in like 2 months, if they get through and it happens in 2 months, literally there'll be about 75 people going home, right?
Yeah. They'll shut the government down, then Trump will turn up in like one day, and they'll just be like, there'll be no one there, like a dust bowl. Yeah, where's everyone been gone?
Yeah, there'll be a little AI robot of Biden that gets him a drink, a Diet Coke or whatever it is that slobbering bastard drinks.
Maybe we should give the control back to the Native Americans. Maybe they could just do it.
Well, they can at least run a casino without bankrupting it. So, you got to say that one. That's for sure. What about the chick, the Canadian, British Columbia woman? She was detained at the U.S. border, sent to a detention facility, all in chains and everything. She's been living in a room with like 20 other women. It's a cell, and the fluorescent light on 24/7. Everybody gets a tiny little mat. There's no blankets or anything. I mean, they're treated worse than murderers are in prison. And the only thing was there was something not 100% complete with one of her visas, because for the last like years, she's been to Mexico and to America and whatnot, working with some company, and they grabbed her up and they didn't like take her into a room to get it straightened out. It was instantly with the shackles and whatnot. Off you go. You're done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
No doubt.
It doesn't shock you anymore.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, because that was the thing. There was a rant on MS. Oh, sorry, you carry on talking about this.
Maybe they thought she was just too Mexican looking, and they were like, "No, forget it, honey. You're spent." But
yeah,
she's Canadian.
It's that massive sombrero she's got behind her.
Arriba. But yeah, it's really getting bad. There's nothing that could make me go to the United States right now. Like, no way.
No.
And if I was if I held citizenship anywhere in the world, I'd be there, not America. No, sorry everybody, but I mean, it's just crazy,
I don't know. I think Canada should really start thinking about a preemptive invasion to annex the northern territories of America.
Well, that's why we send so much pot down. We're just getting them all ready so we can just come down and say, "Hey guys, you want it?" And yeah, of course, man. You got more of that grass? Of course we do.
We brought the pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Few of them have, but yeah, it sucks. I mean, I know a lot of people in the States, man, and not one of them wanted this. I mean, I don't think any of the people that I know voted Trump, but even still.
No. Even the people who voted Trump, the smarter edge are suddenly realizing, wait a minute, hang on.
Yeah. Even you must have a lot of rich people right now going, well, I voted Trump because I wanted to get richer, but what the hell's going on?
Yeah. Just making two men richer, basically. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, the amount of theft that must be going on between those two at the minute, just their hands in the till in the government at the minute, all the government funds. I mean, is that ever going to come out? Well, when they get kicked out and replaced, which is going to happen.
Yeah.
So sooner or later, because there's no way this is going to turn into like Trump's authoritarian plan anymore. No, not a chance.
There is a 6th of the month next month, everybody. So just a thought,
Well, you missed it. It should have been in January.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah. But I mean, even though it's not January, you don't have to wait a full year, right? Why?
No, do it tomorrow. Do it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not so
I mean,
cold out
you can't
anymore.
you can't even storm a Tesla showroom without being arrested before you get near it.
Well, maybe that's what Trump's going to do. He's going to surround the White House with Tesla dealerships, right? That's kind of like a defensive layer.
Yeah, all them bulletproof Cybertrucks. they're using like the wagons of the Wild West and just circle the wagons.
Oh, that's funny.
Fucking moron.
Maybe that's the problem. Trump actually sees himself as John Wayne.
He's got a funny walk, but I don't think I don't quite put him next to the Duke.
Yeah. Although we know, he wishes he wishes he was Arnold Palmer, right? Yeah. What is the deal there? Did they like shower together after a game of golf, and Trump was just mesmerized by the sausage? You know,
maybe just beat him at golf one day, and he must have a massive cock.
Yeah,
he must have to beat me.
yeah. With all
it could be the only reason.
Yeah. With all Trump's cheating, he still couldn't win, right?
Probably put a tariff on him.
Yeah. Well, that's a membership, right? That's why he likes tariffs so much, right? He likes golf club memberships.
There was other thing that came out of the White House the other day. I'd say the other day. It was literally like yesterday or the day before. I can't remember who he was talking about, but he was talking about some other politician, and he's saying, he's Palestinian now, and he was never Jewish.
Yeah,
and it is. Do you know who? I can't remember who he was talking about. Can you remember? But the point was, a guy on MSNBC, can't remember his name, but the old dude who waffles on. But he was like up in arms about that.
Yeah, the last word. What's his name?
Yeah, I can't remember. But the point was the fact that we just become so desensitized to the shit that Trump says that he can say an outrageous statement like that.
Yeah.
And nobody in the press questions him about it. It's just it's just let that slide like all the other shit he says.
Yeah.
And it's like we should be picking out on every single fucking thing he says.
Yeah. And it's the same. He had what's his for Ireland in for a visit. And in the middle of the thing, he's like, we let these guys screw us and take the pharmaceutical companies and whatnot. And it's like, holy fuck, man. Can you not have a conversation with somebody on camera without being a jerk? Unbelievable. And then somebody, the same useless reporter that's actually related to Trump somehow or something, he's like an in-law boyfriend husband or something, commented that the dude from Ireland was wearing a nice suit.
Oh yeah, no, that was Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend.
That's it. Yeah. Her portable cock, right?
Because the other one's never mind.
Yeah, she keeps the other 5 at home. They have, they're in the guest house right now playing pool.
I'm getting a headache. It hurts.
I remember when she first started getting like beacon off in politics and, going all conspiracy theoried and stuff. I was like, I can't believe there's somebody like this in politics. Now, the people in charge are pretty much her. They're just not quite dumb enough to always say it. Right?
Yeah.
You got RFK, he thinks anytime sticks a needle in his arm, it's going to make his voice worse or something like, Yeah. There's not a single qualified person that's been appointed by Trump. There's been some that were fired, but not appointed.
Oh God, I completely forgot his name. The Secretary of State guy who went up to do the peace deal. What's his fucking name? The slimy looking git.
Cornflake. Kellogg.
Yeah. No, the other one. But
yeah. He looks
Rubio,
like Millhouse, right? He's like Millhouse. Rubio. Yeah.
Yeah, so he went. So he looked really great, really like political, in a kind of like serene way, where he was a new great. But he's just like he just knows, like it's almost like duck and cover. It's just like, don't say anything. Just say these words and get out. Don't say anything. Don't say anything stupid. I'll just let everybody else do that. I'll just keep quiet.
Yeah.
Till the rain stops, and then I'll come out my shell. He just like turtles away, and all this other shit is going over the top of his head. People just saying crap left, right, and center.
Maybe this is like one of those Star Trek episodes. And what the Trump regime does is they put this weird parasitic creature in your ear that takes over your body. Right?
Yeah. Well, RFK's got one of those.
Yeah. I think in RFK's situation, it speaks for him as well. Like not through him, but for him, right?
It's where they breed him, where they breed them. So what happens is they go into the Oval Office, or just to the side of the Oval Office, and RFK goes up to the other, cabinet members, and he just like goes to speak to them and goes into their ears.
Exactly, yeah.
Coughs out one of the parasitic worms that crawls into their ears.
Yeah. There's no other excuse for the fact that he talks like he just took a knife into the side of his throat. Like, what's the deal with that? What is wrong with him?
Great for public speaking.
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want to hear that guy. I wouldn't want to hear him speak through a typewriter, for fuck's sake.
He sounds like a guy who's speaking through a microphone that's just got one cable soldered, and the other one is just touching every now and then as you move the cable around.
Yeah, exactly. I heard better audio as a kid with paper cups and string. Oh
God. I've heard better albums recorded with paper cups and string.
Yeah. Man, a man like Bob Dylan's like, wow, you got a shitty voice, dude. Don't get the wrong idea. I like them, but
my head hurts. It really hurts.
What do you want me to do about it? Yell? I mean, it's
I don't know. Every day he's like, can it get any worse? Yes.
Yeah.
And then we have to report it.
Yeah. Well, that's just the thing.
Do you remember when we started the 42 shows? Go, we'll do about 5 stories each. So, that'll just be enough to tackle what's happening in the world. The world
now I gotta speak like Louis Rossman just to get enough like it's just.
Welcome to the Gatling Gun of News.
Yeah. Welcome to How You're Being Fucked. I'm your host, Dick Dawson. It's just unbelievable. I can't believe that there's people out there that are still cheering this on, even though they have a mother that's freaking out because Medicare and Medicaid and whatnot. Like, how does this? Are all of these Trumper thumpers like people that lost their parents and don't have relatives or friends and, just rent out basement suites that smell of urine, cum, and the occasionally cocaine and marijuana? Like, what is going on? I don't get it.
Talking of which, you've got a bit of a history story to tell us.
Oh, yeah, I do. 1 second here. Perfect timing because I'm just rolling a joint. Yeah,
I thought that was your introduction.
Yeah. I can do that. And it's the old 70s commercials from Canada where you learn something about a mallard duck.
That's Sesame Street.
Yeah. No, it's an old Canadian commercial. It was literally just the Canadian government spending money to make commercials so that people were like, cool. Another cool thing about Canada. I don't know, really,
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really.
We'll educate them slowly. Yeah.
Don't ask me such difficult questions, man. But so here, let me show you a
When
picture.
Beavers built the Hoover Dam.
Yeah. Okay, so here, hold on a second here. I'm almost done making this. Let me show you guys a little picture. That is an old sort of restaurant, tavern, and brothel. It is from northern British Columbia during the gold rush, right? So during the original gold rush there. And it was owned and started by Frederick Trump, Donald Trump's grandfather. And this is where the Donald Trump money, the Trump family money, starts with whores and alcohol. And, well, I mean, nothing's changed, right? Yeah, but this is where it starts.
Wish it ended.
Yeah, they were heading up to Yukon Territory for the gold rush, and I guess they just got a little bit bored and stopped and created this thing instead, and got in some, questionable morals here and there, and built up a place, and it was well known. If you were a gentleman of means, it was a great place to go and drink, but not for lady folk.
See, the thing is, they did the right thing. When everyone else was going up to dig for gold, they set up businesses to remove that gold from all the people who were digging for it.
The place accepted money.
They're the only people that got rich.
Well, the place was well known, and they had scales everywhere, so you could pay in gold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, at a high premium, I'm sure, because these are Trumps, right? Yeah.
Yes. And it'd be a bit like that was that film Paint Your Wagon, where they just sweep the floor up at the end of the day and get another bag of gold out of it.
Yeah. So yeah, it was the 1880s, the whole bit. Yeah. It's just a funny little piece of history, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Trump is after Canada. He's just trying to get the old homestead back, right? The good old days.
Hotel there.
Yeah. He just wants whores and burgers and whiskey again, right? Wow. Yeah. Hey, I wonder.
All the silencing of them, though. Yeah. The hush money.
Yeah. Maybe Caroline Bimbo will be one of the hostesses, Oh man. So, yeah. Now, the whole thing with Putin and the peace deal. Putin kind of went on. He said, what would be allowed to happen during the 30 days and so on. And really, if you look at it, what Putin's trying to do is wrap the negotiations that are based more on peace into what should be a lighter negotiation just for a 30-day ceasefire, so everybody can calm the hell down and take another look and assess. But even more than that, he said, he was concerned about what would happen during the 30 days, so on. A few things. Would they just be getting military arms still? But he didn't address what the Kremlin and himself has repeatedly said through the whole conflict. They want all territory as theirs. They did an announcement today saying that Ukrainian forces in the Kursk region are surrounded and incapacitated, and their only option is to surrender or die. So in other words, they're saying that whole region doesn't count. It's ours still. That's what they're doing, right? And they've already said many times that they will not accept any foreign boots on the ground, even though they have the North Korean Norks on Ukrainian soil. And this isn't a peace deal. It's a surrender until we're ready to keep kicking your ass, because we've already done this with Crimea. There's Trump wants to be the one to say, look, I ended the war. But the legacy won't be you ended the war. The legacy will be you sold out Ukraine, you short-sighted piece of shit. That's what's going on.
But the thing is, Trump, he went on about, Putin wants peace. It's all he cares about is peace. And flowers and little fluffy kittens and bunny rabbits. That's all Putin wants. Yeah. And they sent up a deal. That they signed together. The Americans and the Ukrainians. They made a deal, a ceasefire deal, sent it off, and Putin says, nah, not having it. And all that's going to do now is make Trump look even more foolish than he was to start with.
Well,
to say all the things he did,
but here's
now he can't. Can he come back on that?
Well, there's one way to come back on it, is to triple down afterwards and say, okay, look, Putin, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I tried to make it so that, I tried to sell you as a better person than you obviously are. We're putting boots on the ground now, bitch. Leave. That's the only thing he can do to save face now, is to step up and fucking remove them.
That's what I'm saying. That's all he can do, really. He can't. Yeah. He can't really, cow down to Putin in this, could he? Well, I mean,
if he does, he'll be the biggest bitch president ever.
Well, he is what he is. Well, this is the thing. You think no, it's the problem. You think logically, and you go, right. What we just said makes sense, right? It makes sense that, having done all that, Trump will go in hard on Russia. Yeah. But we're talking about Trump, who every single fucking day has surprised us with how stupid and insane he can be. So he might just turn around and go, well, yeah, sorry, Ukraine, but Russia gave a bad peace deal. We're going with that one. And it's like, what? Yeah. Everyone else go, what?
The risk of Trump bowing more to Ukraine instead of going, look, you had an option, you should have taken it, is there. And it's very real. Trump buddying up with Putler's side still, because Trump sees Russia as an opportunity to make money. Right? That's why he said, we're going to lower some sanctions and we're going to start, getting ready to, make some money together. And
well, let's face it, that's all he's interested in anything.
Well, Trump's transactional. There's no way Trump can make more out of Russia than he can out of Ukraine. And the best way to make the cash out of Ukraine is to end the war properly, get the American forces in there and get the Russians out properly. And then B, while you're helping in the rebuild, profit some on the minerals that come out and whatnot as well. You'll be really well off. I just don't see why that isn't the option here. Why isn't that the play?
Yeah.
Giving Russia more worldly influence is the worst idea no matter what.
He is going to be transactional, so he'll have to change his pronouns.
But the long-term wealth, not the short-term, and Trump's only about the short-term because he's old, right? But
true,
right.
True.
But if he really cared about his legacy as a great president, he would be looking at the long-term for the nation as a whole, and the long-term benefits of working with Ukraine far outweigh selling them out and going with somebody who will screw you over like they have everybody else in the end. It doesn't matter.
Again, though, you're using normal logic for a normal human being. I just can't predict what Trump will do anymore. I can't think of him doing anything like a normal person would.
Yeah. He
Nothing.
wakes up, yeah, he probably wakes up and reads tea leaves in that golden toilet of his to decide his future for the afternoon, right?
I'm sure it's not tea leaves in the bottom of his toilet bowl.
I was trying to keep it to the point where people could at least stomach their own alcohol.
Or if you're still eating.
Yeah.
How is your tacos? Hey, enjoy them.
Oh,
Yum.
I love me some taco. Hey, what's going on
Can't
there?
afford them anymore.
Yeah. There's something weird going on. The YouTube chat is on top or on top of the lower thirds. Wonder how that happened.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Call the United Nations.
I
What's
don't
going
like
on?
that. Yeah. How does that happen? I can barely I really got to get these glasses sorted. They're not really helping. Fuck, I don't even know what I did.
Fucking squirrels that can distract Dick Dawson away from the show. Oh no! That pixel's off to the left a little bit. Bastard.
Okay. There. Fixed it. Yeah. It's just one of those things. I was playing with the show because of something we're going to maybe do coming up if I can ever finish fucking around. We'll see. I'm not sure.
You're not talking about that live ballet performance you were thinking of doing?
Yeah. I just still can't stomach the thought of you in one of those tutu things. I mean, nothing would hang out, that's for sure, but still, you know.
You see my body, I need a 4-4.
Yeah, need one size for Barney. There was probably an episode of that stupid show where he was ballet dancing. I'm sure we could get one. Yeah.
Hello, depends which Barney are you talking about? Barney Rubble.
Dinosaur. Oh yeah, here's another quote here.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, here's another one. Putin said that any ceasefire deal must lead to an enduring peace. Well, that's easy. Leave. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, he also wants the entire government replaced. The entire government.
Yeah, he figures that his agents are so well trained at misinformation campaigns now after the American elections that they can handle Ukraine elections and get favorable people to Russia in power. That's the deal there for sure. Oh, yeah. Right. And that shouldn't work if the Western world helps you rebuild Ukraine when Russians are the ones on the side of a makeshift fence with their guns and whatnot patrolling. Right? Robert in the chat. If Canada kidnapped Trump and held him for ransom, do you think they would pay to get him back? I bet Eric would check the couch for change or something and just end up with a white goopy stain on his hand and be yelling at JD Vance. But otherwise, I don't really see anybody that would want that guy back.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be coming to Britain for a royal visit, which is, what do they call it? A state visit. So we'll send him back in a state for sure. We'll just FedEx a bit at a time.
Canada will donate the coffin or coffins, depending on how you want to play it.
Just some jiffy bags would do it.
Yeah. Like Ice-T's body count song. Mama's Gotta Die Tonight. He kills his mother, chops her up, and then he puts the parts in hefty bags, and he goes, and then I ship bits of her around the world, and then he proceeds to read off a list of American cities.
What we'll do is we'll get Macron to come and do a state visit at the same time. Bring one of those lovely French guillotines, and then we'll just cut him in slices and then we'll send the slices to Tim Cook, and he can hold them up in a manila envelope, like we did when he announced the Apple Air thing. The MacBook Air. Is our first consignment of the return of President Trump. But it's wafer thin.
Oh. It'd be worth exploding for then. Oh.
Of course, by the time you get to the, he's quite wide, so you have to probably roll him the slices up and put them in like one of those cardboard tube things and send that over.
It'd be like a poster.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we could sell them.
Yeah.
Trump NFTs that you can fund.
Get your own slice of Trump. Look, Mom, that's a pancreas.
No, you can sell it as a slice of American history.
Great to use to wrap up your precious protection or your pile of gold. That's right.
Yeah, probably make some great drum skins out of him as well. Yeah.
If you dried it properly, you could have like Trump car seats.
In a Tesla.
Yeah. Hell, if you're lucky, you'd get a slice that has a couple of little round testicles right at the seat.
Well, yeah. I tell you what, we'll skin him.
No. Yeah.
We'll skin him, and we'll get a Cybertruck, and we'll do a Trump rap.
It'll look like a shriveled. It'll look like a shriveled pig that was out in the sun too long.
What do you mean, like Trump?
Yeah, it would look like an electrified nutsack.
Having a big blonde comb over across the bonnet.
It's aerodynamic. Oh.
Oh dear. Yeah, you see, Trump. I mean, I remember the days when people just wanted to assassinate you. There's much more creative ways to get rid of you now.
I'd like to see him strapped to the propeller of an airplane. Well, vroom, vroom. Okay. Well,
or like when you get people sucked into engines of an airliner. Just have him standing there. The first thing that would be going would be his hair as it's getting sucked back, and the rest of it would just go
slow motion, like he was being sucked into a black hole and spaghettified.
Oh, we'll send him up. We'll get bloody Elon to send him on a Starlink.
No, we need somebody who can. No, but we need somebody who can send up a rocket without it blowing up.
Well, I mean that would okay. That would take away some of the fun, but I'll still go for that, especially if Elon was driving. And what we'd do is as they turn up to the ISS. Everybody else leaves. Bye, thank you. Yes, you're yours now. And they'll just poke a hole in the side. And you go. Like in a James Bond movie or an alien movie, Trump will just get thunk into the side, just bits of it just start flying out just suck him out from the inside out.
I love how that happens because it's plugged, but it's like Trump.
It's science. What atmosphere of pressure can. Yeah.
It's a little bit, couldn't you just like put your finger on it? Would somebody get the patch kit, please? I need to go to the bathroom. I think that's,
it reminds me of that story about the boy plugging the dike, but that story has a completely different meaning these days.
Yeah. 10 years later, she ended up being his stepmother.
I'm sorry, everybody. This is what we got.
I had a hard day today, so I'm a little bit in the mood.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not even going to bloody tell you about my day.
You ever have one of those
Fucking
days
hell.
where you know you're going to get together with a couple of morons and they stand up and as hard as they can prove that they're morons and you're just like, oh, dear Lord, will this ever end?
Yeah, but enough about doing the show. What about the rest of your day?
It was worse. A lot worse. That's okay. You know.
Yeah. Well, now you just made a challenge.
Yeah. Why? Oh, yeah. I guess.
Well, yeah. We'll see if we can make it worse. And
yeah.
Can't really.
Yeah.
What other news do we have? Oh yes, this is great news. The entire Amazon forest has been felled to build a road for the climate summit. An entire forest has been cut down in the Amazon to make way for a nice shiny road to take people to the summit, the climate summit.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow! What? Just stop it! Can you believe that?
That's like wildlife conservationists getting together for a retreat and shooting all the birds so they don't get interrupted doing their podcasts, right?
Yeah, we're gonna build a road with beavers. We're just gonna lay them down, and flatten them.
Wow!
Unbelievable!
Unbelievable is right. That stuff is hilarious. Now, if that road is actually going to be useful for lots of things and reasons that aren't just logging in the future, maybe there's a reason for it and the person who reported the story just didn't know. But if it's literally just a comfy road for people to drive Bentleys to a Mar-a-Lago place, come on.
Yeah, okay. We know what it's like, these stories. There's always, but the irony of it, it just stands tall. It just says what this fucking world's like today,
right? Yeah,
we're gonna burn oil to save the economy and save the environment because we're gonna be saving money by not building windmills. Hey, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, you have a few people get together at a summit because, wildlife in the ocean is being affected by humanity's actions and pollutions and stuff. And their conclusion would be, well, just get it all while you can. Fish it out, right? I mean, we've ruined it anyway. Let's just take it all. That's the kind of modern attitude these days. It's getting a bit old. There was a time when you had tree huggers, you had hippies. Now it's activists and stuff. But the powers that be in the lobbying groups that they can fund and whatnot always have so much influence that the good of the planet as a whole and as such humanity always ends up taking somewhat, at least, if not a big backseat to commerce and money. We can't stop progress. 5 people getting richer and a whole whack of other people getting shitty low-paid jobs is not progress.
There was a thing I saw with was it Schiff talking to some guy, some congressional meeting or whatever, and it was talking to this guy. Now the guy's got. I wonder what it was, but he's got ash on his forehead because it was Ash Wednesday.
I didn't get that at first either. Yeah.
I thought, what the fuck is he? Is something wrong with his head? But someone else has got it on there.
I never noticed it before this year either. That's so weird, right?
Yeah.
But anyway,
no, I've never seen it before, and I've been alive for 900 years. And so he was talking to this guy. He's a devout Christian, as we know, because he's got this little ash thing on his head, and he was like one of the authors of the environmental part of Project 2025.
Did you know there was one?
Yeah. Well, yeah, basically it's not. It's drill, baby, drill and burn oil.
Yeah,
And
protect
he
country
just
clubs at all cost, right? It's just
he just could not get a straight answer out of him about whether or not burning oil was bad for the environment, even though he was just like saying, well, is this a yes or no answer? And it was like, oh, well, there's many factors to think about. Well, no, it's just yes or no. He asked the questions like 4 or 5 times, and he could not get the guy to answer. But well, it turns out he not only was he an author of Project 2025, and the the great things you can do for the environment. He's also a lobbyist, or he's on the board of several oil companies.
exactly.
Yeah, conflict of interest much.
Yeah, exactly, right. Crude oil has made it so that this guy can afford his own private school from the ground up build if he has to make sure his children get educated, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna make it out of plastics and and whale bone.
Speaking of which, I saw a thing on YouTube today about a company that's been 3D printing some homes, and they're ribbed like old school 3D prints that weren't done very well. They get the little ridges from each layer that prints, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And these ribs are bigger, and because it's a concrete aggregate kind of mix coming out of this nozzle, each one can be a bit different. So some are more droopy than others, and but at the same time, they're amazing thermal properties, and because it's thick concrete, and then you still drywall the inside and whatnot, right, or whatever you want to do. So a lot of people were saying, though, it's the look. A lot of people are like, I'm not having that. Well, why couldn't you just stucco it or put some siding on? Or I don't understand why you can't just cheaply fix that at the end.
Yeah, but
Why
why
couldn't you have some Italians with trowels just smoothing it as it's being printed?
Oh God, yeah. Well,
there in Southern Ontario when I was younger, and in British Columbia as well, the Italians were the bricklayers to have if you were doing a job. I'm not picking on people.
Yeah, I mean, as amazing these 3D printed houses are, the amount of effort that goes into actually preparing the site before you could print the thing.
Oh yeah,
because you got to get you got to basically get the printer into place.
Yeah.
You could have built it out of concrete breeze blocks anyway. Like you say, just get a couple of blokes in with some trowels. They're quicker. They can do it quicker.
Well,
and cheaper.
The company that I watched this video was like a year old. They could do the proper structure of a home, not the foundation if you're going into the ground because 3D printer and all, right? But they could print the entire structure of the house about twice as fast as people could do it by building out the blocks and everything.
But how much do 2 guys cost to put the bricks in and cheap concrete blocks? Because those things are cheap as fuck as compared to the price of that.
Hold on. 2 guys could never do it in 4 days at a normal American home size. You're doing little British slim homes, and I'm talking about like 5-bedroom homes.
Oh, okay. No, I'm talking about 2 guys who actually work, not American ones. People actually, didn't sit on their ass all day.
I wasn't talking about the workers, though. I'm talking about much bigger homes. 2 dudes ain't doing that in a couple of days, man. It's not possible, right?
Yeah, but I still reckon but I still reckon it's still an awful lot cheaper. I think they're cool. Don't get me wrong. I think they are cool, and there's some really ingenious stuff because it's also great. But
here's
if we ever get to Mars, it's a great thing that robots can do. But we're in a.
But it's more than that, though. Look at it from this point of view. At the place we are now, we can 3D print a home. It's a lot cheaper. and it's really insulated and stuff. It's just kind of funny looking at times and whatnot. But that was the same, well, except for the cheaper part with 3D printing at home in the beginning. Now look what you can do. How long is it going to be before this 3D printing just gives you the smooth sides that people want and stuff? It can't be that long. I think it comes down to the what's going into the nozzle, the hopper and stuff. I think they have to perfect the mixture. But we'll see.
Yeah, or probably just the techniques.
But yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. It could help if, like you were saying, you can set it up easy. If you got to go and if it takes 3 weeks of engineers to set the gear up and then you finally get to go, that's not going to help, right? I'll see how it works out.
Yeah, it just reminds me of things like you used to see in like the old series, the Thunderbirds and things like that, where talking about the Amazon rainforest, they had like a machine, a big atomic powered robot machine that would go through the jungle, chopping down trees and everything. And as the machine goes through, it's processing, and out the back comes like a perfectly tarmacked road with the lines down in stripes. It's like, and like two guys were running it, and it's like, and I'm just thinking, I'm at this moment in time where America is looking to building up their, kind of like employment and stuff like that. Is it not make it? Does it not make more sense just to have some guys build a house than have all this, really expensive technology, very cool technology, but do stuff that can, take away.
Yeah, but the other side of that coin is if this makes a much cheaper home and the construction crews go and make all the more expensive and custom stuff and whatnot, you can alleviate a lot of your housing issues and so on just by 3D printing some extra homes and stuff. It doesn't have to.
My argument to that is we want to get rid of the billionaires. We don't want the people making rich houses.
Yeah, I don't know about billionaires and rich houses being equal there. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think 3D printing a home until it's perfect is ever going to be anything somebody even making $150,000 a year is going to want, really, right?
Yeah.
I
think it's just over these past 6 weeks, it's made me very extremely socialistic. very much like looking towards the human adventure and not the money and the technology and the speed we can do that. Just like just build a nice house.
Build
a nice log cabin, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Then but at that thing, like we have a construction contractor company in our town, and they're getting run through the courts for lots of money. Everything imploded on them. Nobody really knows the story yet, but the idea of, like in your perfect version of this, everybody's honest and hardworking and does the best job they can. That's not the reality, dude.
Thing is though, Dick. Well, I think that for some reason that's kind of like, people like Trump have made everybody kind of like, a little bit dishonest because it seems to be like a thing you can get away with, just being just a little bit dishonest. I'll take a little bit off the top here, take a little bit off the top there, and you're right though, because you'll hear any story about like any like home builds in the UK or anywhere. They'll say, "Oh, this house is falling apart because they cut corners here and there, or they use poor construction techniques." And I see posts on Facebook of just people doing yard work or putting up like decking and stuff like that, and just the construction, beams are not even meeting the concrete pillars, and just nothing's right, and just stuff's nailed together and glued together. It's like everybody's fucking doing it.
It's
just everybody's just cutting corners.
Oh, yeah. That's how Elon comes up with like 12, 13 children. He just, I was going to pull out, but
Gets the
close
corners.
enough. Yeah.
I'll let Manuel finish the job for me. Yeah, he probably sent his Doge kids in to do the job for him.
Yeah.
It's like you're 21, you're pretty spunky. Yeah. You'd go and do it for me.
Well, that's why crime stuck
Mr.
around
Musk.
for a while, right? There was always somebody interesting to have sex with. Just wasn't
Mr.
Elon.
Big Balls.
Yeah.
Why do you think he was called Big Balls? He was sent in first.
Yeah.
He used to be called the Inseminator, but he just changed his name to Big Balls.
Yeah. He doesn't let go every 4 hours. They swell up and needed their own wheelbarrow, right? We got a shout out to do here.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, UTV and Ham in the chat there. $10 donation direct in as well. Ko-fi donation, no less. It's right underneath me there. For priority funding or just to keep the lights on. Well, with the next few days, lights on isn't a bad call, man. Thanks.
At least you're not living in California where the lights are going to go off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, talking of funding. Oh, here we go. Just crack open my lovely bottle. I need it. I need some proper glug.
I don't know what just happened, but,
I wasn't taking a piss, I promise you.
It sounded like you were taking something out. Just,
Oh, I wonder where that butt plug went.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, the demise of Dunk is continuing on. I had another tooth fall out last night. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, no. He's falling apart, folks. Yeah.
Listen to me whistle. Got nothing left.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's you know what we forgot? There was Trump went on NBC as well when the Irish Prime Minister there was in, Mr. Martin there. Yeah, he was asked about. He was asked.
What was the lovely fella saying?
What?
What was the lovely fella saying?
There was a reporter that asked, an NBC reporter that asked about an inconsistency in his economic agenda, particularly with his on and off tariffs and being blamed for plunging the markets and stuff. And he hit back. There is no inconsistency. But then he went right on the network, only with NBC, which is one of the worst networks on television, by the way. But the reporter quickly reminded Trump, it was your home for a long time because, his reality TV show, The Apprentice, was an NBC program.
Yeah. He forgot.
Well, he only cares about what you did for him yesterday. Right? Well, yeah. Yeah. Because The Apprentice is a huge part of why Americans see him as this all-conquering business power. But his business record is one that if he'd have just taken the damn family money and invested it like any normal person, he'd be better off now than he actually is in reality.
He could have had a chain of whorehouses and bars.
Yeah,
Trump
could have been
Towers. Franchise.
Yeah.
The golf course with the 19th hole cost you a little bit extra, but it's all fun.
Exactly.
Me golf you long time.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the fact that for the first time that where there was a recession that is potentially going to hit America, for the first time, it's been named after the president of the United States.
Yeah.
The Trump session.
Exactly. Yeah. He is so unsuccessful that the recession will be named after him.
Yeah, but anyone who says, calls it Trump session, will be going to jail. You're a terrorist.
Yeah. And it's funny how they're literally trying to say that the economy getting worse in America is Biden's fault. But if you look at the stock market over the last year and over the last 4 years, Biden did well if you want to use the stock market as a judge. And this is, kind of how it's working right now. And after, and then boom.
But if you listen to Trump previously, when he thought he was doing really well in his previous presidency, the stocks are up, I'm doing great, everything's fantastic. Now it's plummeting, and he's saying, "Well, you don't really have to look at the stocks. It's not really that important." It's
I'm not paying attention.
It's all Biden's fault.
Yeah.
And the other thing he said, I really liked was, during this like complete disaster, so, it's going to be a period of a transition. Your dollar goes off to school one day and comes back 10 cents. It's just a transition.
Yeah, and it's fine if it happens to money. It's just
Yeah, it just so happens that all your money, America, is transitioning into his pocket.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Trump did the old translation error. All your money belong to us. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, we're sitting here laughing about it, but his tariff stuff is about to affect my life.
Yeah, but there's no tax on tips anymore. Great, that's that's gonna save billions.
Nobody reported them anyway, right?
Well, well, exactly, and no, not only that. Well, Trump's never paid his bills. Never mind tips. He's never given anybody a tip. Well, apart from Stormy Daniels, so that's about the only tip he ever gave.
You know where this whole thing comes from is he wants to make sure when he gives a stripper $100, it all goes to her. That's what's going on here, right?
But no tips.
Yeah. He tried it with Melania once, and she just looked at him and said, "There is not enough money."
She married the bastard.
Oh. Yeah. She must, more than anyone else, have a pure hatred for humanity in general, but rich oligarchy types to a point of insanity. And she's probably about to explode at any moment. And she's just sitting there thinking to herself, he will die before me. He will die before me. And then she can actually be herself.
Well,
I wonder what's going to happen.
Being Slovenian,
I figure she's going to have herself a toga party on his grave.
Well, I'm just saying because being Slovenian, which is Eastern Bloc country, I think is that right? It is, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Maybe she's just waiting for Putin to come over and welcome him back.
Hi, Daddy. Yeah.
Uncle Vladimir.
Yeah.
I prepared the way for you.
Yeah. That was probably the condition of the marriage. He had to make sure.
I don't know why I did that in the vampire voice. I prepared the way for you.
Yeah. But that's how the marriage went down. They were like, you can have our daughter, but only if you instill good Russian values in your homeland.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, give me 50 billion and I got it done. All right. Well,
and 20,000 Russian bots to take over the social medias.
Yeah, and I need that guy Big Balls.
You mean Big Bolowski? He's probably been planning this for like 20 years, and Big Balls was just like grown in a petri dish. You know, he just took some, Trump's sperm and then split it with DNA of a gorilla or something. And go, right,
he's a mini me with the set of nuts that Trump always wished he had. Yeah, he's Eric with balls.
Part of some strange Trump breeding program.
Shit. Yeah. The last time his son Eric had a set of nuts was when somebody held 2 pool balls under his eunuch cock. But that's what happens when you party with too much cocaine.
I was going to say his mother, but it's not really his mother. His stepmother sat on his face.
And told him that she loves him.
Into my face, and yeah. Still, at least one good thing's going to come out of it all. You know, at least we're going to have a lovely holiday resort in Palestine, or what was once called Palestine. Well, they'll probably rename it.
Yeah,
the Gulf of Trump.
Duncan Stewart in the chat says, Dick, could describe this big balls? Yeah. Think of a mouse that has the chopped off mummified finger of a child that was found up in the Andes somewhere that's like, dead for 1,000 years. And they drop 2 raisins in it and then attach it to the mouse. Those are big balls for a mouse. Right? So you got the personality of a mouse with a couple of basketballs that, look like they're covered in ancient pigskin.
And then you wait till he's 21, put him in a backpack, and send him into, federal government agencies to strip him down to nothing.
Yeah. Just because he's angry that the girl in the poster still hasn't had sex with him.
Mm. Or is that the tennis girl scratching her bum?
Yeah. It's a man.
Because I understand that frustration, because I've had the same one for 45 years now.
Yeah. I married her. She still won't fuck me.
Still beats me at tennis, though.
Yeah, I bet. What was the other one here? There's news in Canada. I don't know if you guys are getting this, but the Canadian boycott USA, and Mexico's doing this too, buy local. This is spreading. Very, very many of our friends in the EU and other places as well are now starting to boycott American products. Trump has started something that it doesn't matter if you give tax cuts to the rich. They're not earning enough money anymore to make the tax cuts worth it. They are going to flip the fuck out. Companies like Coca-Cola, who locally bottle and all that, and there's local employees, they're being boycotted because it's an American brand. Things like this are starting to grow in other areas. It's really, I'm sorry to say, in everybody in America, but it's a good thing right now.
Mm. We boycott Coca-Cola a long time ago. We buy Pepsi instead. I don't think that really helps things, though.
Mm.
We always fight for the underdog.
Yeah, that's the thing. For people that like soda pop and commercial drinks and stuff, if it's not Red Bull, it's usually owned by Coca-Cola or Pepsi, right? There's not a lot of companies in there anymore. You go to the dollar stores and you see like RC Cola and it's a little bit cheaper. I wouldn't doubt that Pepsi or Coke owns that damn brand now. And they're just simply putting out the lesser formula, or maybe just more diluted in it or something, right?
You see, you're talking about the proper heads of the Illuminati, big soda. They're the ones that rule the world.
Yeah, Captain Crocodile, the alligator, and the spaghetti monster, right? They had the table.
See,
speaking of which, Joe is here. He knows those guys. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Good boy. Sit.
Yeah.
Think about soda. We should be making more and more soda because we'll bottle up all that carbon dioxide. That's going to be good for the environment, surely. Just don't open those bastards.
That's what people should be forced to do. Y'all should have to buy Coca-Cola and Pepsi syrup and then attach a thing to your exhaust pipe of your car and turn it into soda pop.
Well, just think how much carbon dioxide we could take out of the atmosphere if we carbonated the oceans.
Yeah, you will need a lot of pools.
Yeah,
we're going to need a lot of pools for the seafood, but
there'd be a lot of ships sinking, losing the buoyancy.
Be hilarious, right?
Yeah. The Atlantic Ocean, sponsored by Perrier.
Oh, then it would probably get poisoned every 5 years or something, right? I remember when I was young, Perrier water had some like impurity issue that was making people sick. And Saturday Night Live and everybody made real fun of them, and it really hurt the brand for a while. I remember the first time I ever tried a Perrier, because I remember as a kid, I was like, why would you drink water out of a bottle? Right? It just comes from the tap. Right? What's going on here? So I remember the first time I tried it, I had no idea it was carbonated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? I was about
17.
It's like methadone for people who drink too much champagne.
I was about 17, and my brother, who was like a major, top military boss in the Royal Lancashire Regiment, and they had like an officers' mess ball, and I was invited along. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Bright eyed and bushy tailed, and he set me up with this very, very pretty girl. It just so happened to be that she was married. That was neither here nor there.
His name was Jason.
Yeah, Jason was a lovely dancer, and it's like, do the usual thing. I'm buying her a drink. She goes, oh yes, thank you. We go to the bar.
How do you have children?
I don't. Yeah, you'll have to ask the postman. So we go to the bar. So, what do you want to drink? She goes, "Oh, Perrier, please." I just turn around and go, "What fucking water?"
Fuck. Yeah. I'll stick a straw up my ass and fart in a glass of water for you, honey. I mean, what the hell, really?
I couldn't believe it. Everybody at this officer's mess were like getting rolling drunk. They're all falling over the place. And I'm buying this woman a bottle of fucking fizzy water.
Yeah, but maybe she used one of those girls who like has 3 drinks and ends up in a group situation she's going to regret in the morning, right?
Yeah. Well, she had a heroin needle hanging off her arm, so I think that kicked in as well.
Yeah. That would explain that rubber thing tied to her arm, wouldn't it? Right?
Yeah, it was just a water chaser. I mean, when you're taking heroin, you don't be dehydrated, do you?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, 1 second here. I got to check a text message. Somebody's been like knocking on my door and bugging me here, and I don't answer when we're doing this, right? Hold on here. How do I find the new one?
You have a big red like on air light outside your door.
Yeah. I don't even have my phone here to answer back. I don't know what to do. I'm confused. Joe says Dick is wasted. No, I had a really stressful day. I'm only on beer 3, but I'm very drained and kind of tired and stuff, and it's just making it seem a lot worse.
Yeah, just the stress of the day, the news, keeping up with news.
Yeah.
Just doing this shit day in, day out.
Yeah. One of these days, we're going to have to do a no Trump show, and we can just sit here and go like this.
Yeah. Yeah. What do we talk about now? Do you know, I said that. I remember I said that, if Trump doesn't win the election, we won't know what to talk about anymore. And I kind of feel that, the opposite is definitely true. And we don't know how to not talk about it. But, yeah. I wish for those quiet days. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Canada today, some snow fell on the ground. And here's some pictures. And there's a picture of a deer and a kitten. Yeah. That's the news.
Yeah.
Everything was lovely and light and fluffy.
Actually, that was my morning. I woke up, and strangely in my area, we had snow this time of year. And within an hour of, having coffee and stuff, I was outside for a minute, and there was deer in the yard. So that's exactly what happened.
But you didn't get much snow because of the tariffs.
Yeah. And because of the tariffs, I couldn't even break into a Disney song with my son. It's just...
There were no animated birds fluttering around.
Yeah, we were about to start singing "The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow," and this big hologram of George Lucas came out and said, "I work for them now, and you shall not sing." Yeah, and then Snow White put on a strap on and warned me, "No more."
Have I got a poison apple for you?
So that's when I started singing again, because I wanted to see where it would go. Oh, got this weird thing going where I'm trying to get another little reefer rolled, and I didn't grab enough, and then I grabbed too much, put some back in the bag, only to realize I needed a bit more. It's taking like forever. Yeah. I find wearing the glasses, these ones here, especially these ones that were supposed to be made for my podcasting that don't even have the right prescription to my monitors, they put the damn progressive thing on them so that they're even more close up on the bottom. And I have a wall of monitors. So whenever I look down, everything's ruined until I do this. And then, literally, I'm not talking to the mic anymore. I'm polishing it with my forehead,
Yeah, the thing is, your glasses are affecting me as well. Because you hold your hand up next to your face. Right, now put it towards camera. See, it just keeps getting bigger. It must be it's your glass. It must be your glasses doing it.
It is. They've completely changed everything in my life.
Just reality entirely.
Yeah. My pecker is huge now. My neighbor's still disappointed. It's really weird. But when I'm trying to like roll something and I look down through the bottom, it's not close enough for the focus of the bottom. It doesn't work. And I just still haven't gone in to get them to redo them.
So if you drop something from eye level,
I've changed my glasses.
9.8 meters per second.
Well, no, but it looks like it's falling through water, and it just.
You've changed the state of gravitational forces.
I mean, my screens, when I'm looking with these glasses, they're not true rectangles anymore because the bottom of the glasses makes everything. And unless I get my head to the right spot, right? And I wanted them all the same for looking at this wall of screens in front of me. Oops, sorry. And they fucked that right up. I really got to get them fixed. But we've had a busy, well, not always the busiest, but we've had days where it's just not going to work out. It's the whole nature of my son and how he is, right? So hopefully soon. These glasses are almost better to watch my television, which is like 10 and a half, 11 feet away, than they are for these. That's not right.
What about when you're doing your peeping Tom stuff? All right. When you're looking out across the yard, through your bathroom window.
Yeah, Marty's mom hasn't caught me yet at all. That's working out.
She hasn't noticed the hide yet. The camouflage hide outside her window.
Yeah. Well, see, unlike her son, I went back in time with technology. So I just put cameras in her room when I was there, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
They just so happen to be with Polaroids.
Yeah. She read my name off my underwear too, but she called me Discount Dollar the whole time. I don't really think that worked out.
Hey, Johnny Walmart.
Yeah. She kept asking me if I was really made in China.
Could have been worse. Your nickname could have been Speedo.
Yeah. What? Oh, there is a couple other things that I had open. Let me just look. Here. I think they're all
your flies.
Yeah, no, that's not one of them. Although I'm not going to stand up and prove it.
You're not going to check.
Yeah. No, I don't think these pajama pants I'm wearing even have a flag.
Where did I have? Oh, I'm not going to bring any of this stuff up.
Yeah.
There's a chunky cat at a Chinese zoo. A Chinese zoo scandal with a beastly huge panther.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's Trump. Oh my God. So, earlier I said that Trump can't help but say something stupid when he's having an interview with like a world leader or somebody of importance on camera. He also did another one.
If he's just breathing.
That's true.
Just breathing.
Yeah. Or grazing,
or sleeping.
Yeah. That's what they do, in the White House. They don't give him a plate of McDonald's French fries. They spread them out on the floor so he can get on his hands and knees and graze. But he was speaking in front of the NATO chief, right? NATO chief is standing or sitting, whatever it is, right beside him. And what does Trump start doing? Oh yeah, we're going to be taking over Greenland and Canada.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, he starts saying this in front of the NATO Secretary Mark Rutte. Right? He says, I'm sitting with a man that could be very instrumental. Mark, we need that for international security, he says. Well, I thought you were going to, So Mark says, well, I don't want to drag NATO into, a conversation about acquiring other people's places,
It'd be kind of strange. It could be kind of strange for America, it basically, invokes Article 5 of the NATO treaty.
Yeah.
And the rest of Europe have to go to save Greenland or Canada.
Yeah. And he even went on to say this would be the most incredible country visually. He said, if you look at the map, they drew an artificial line right through it between Canada and the US. It's just a straight artificial. It's actually not straight, Trump. It goes crazy. He says somebody did it a long time ago, many, many decades, and it makes no sense.
Well, yeah, John that happened in Ukraine as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it's just Yeah, somebody else drew imaginary line. They called it the equator. I'm just
Fucking moron.
oh my god. Oh god.
Every national border is an imaginary line.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not like they were fossilized into the ground and go. Oh look, that's where Canada starts, or that's where Mexico starts.
Yeah, we all just exist on our own little continents, Donald. It's just.
Do they like dig up like mastodons and cavemen along the Mexican border and go, oh yeah, look, there must have been a border here all along, because they've been guarding it for years, and
actually,
no fentanyl.
If it was the Trump administration that dug them up, they'd say, clearly these are white people, so this territory's ours.
Importing all that dangerous fire across the border.
Yeah. According to Trump, blacks are only in Africa because they were brought there to be slaves.
Yeah, they were obviously put there by God or something like that. I don't know. And obviously they were made black so you could identify them easily.
Yeah, that way you could tell your family from your property.
Why am I laughing?
I know, it's so sad. This stuff is supposed to be so far behind us, it's not funny, right?
It's supposed to be serious. It's supposed to be satire, and at the same time as we're saying it, I'm thinking, that probably has crossed his mind. It's like we're supposed to be making a joke, but I don't. Talking about imaginary lines, I have no idea what the joke is anymore.
Back in the early 90s to the mid 90s, I played in two different bands with the same singer, and he was this half black, half white guy from Jamaica. His family moved up to Canada when he was young, and he very much just looked like a black guy, right? And
he had top or bottom half.
Yeah. Well, no, it was a weird diagonal, right? It was yeah.
Oh, like Bowie.
Yeah. It kind of looked like the Flash, right? But and he very much just looked like a black guy, right? And huge long dreadlocks, and he was a stage presence, man. Chicks love this guy, right? And during that era of my time as a musician, we went through the States, we played all over, the whole bit. I saw so much less racist intent from people then than I see now on social media and stuff and whatnot, right? And you might say, okay, but in social media now, you got a stream of it coming at you all the time. Actually, I don't have personal accounts. And I helped start the Shills Blue Sky account, but Shayna on the live chat now, she runs it. I mean, I'm not really a social media person. So the amount of social media I get now is probably akin to my view of the American populace when we would do a 4-month tour all down the Western coast and back, or something, right? So, and I just can't, back then we almost never we had another guy, a black guy as well, that was in the band for, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years or something like that. The other guitar player. And we never really ended up going, holy fuck, what a racist piece of shit. I mean, I think maybe we would say that like once a year,
Mm-hmm. For his birthday.
Yeah, and nowadays it's anybody. I mean, holy God, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, but racism has got really weird all of a sudden. Like that story about the Israeli guy who shot a couple of Arab blokes because they sort of look a bit Palestinian.
Jesus Christ, that's a scary story, right?
Yeah. But it's like the margin of racism. It's not like a white guy shooting a black guy. It's a soft brown guy shooting two other soft brown guys.
Yeah.
It's a slither, a fine slither of racism.
Yeah.
It's like someone in North Yorkshire, shooting a guy in South Yorkshire because he don't like his accent.
Right. Or somebody from Vancouver going at somebody from Calgary. He just, even though it's only like a day drive away or whatever, right?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
And then and like all the ICE arrests, you look a bit foreign, you're out. And I'm an American citizen.
I have a tan. It's like
I'm hoping on a sunbed.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Look at our president.
Yeah, why don't they send him back with the rest of the orangutans?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Send him back to Borneo.
Yeah. He might be a little bit crippled. His arms aren't as long, but he's really close. Come on,
Yeah, you should see his ass. It definitely looks like an orangutan ass.
Oh, yeah. I bet Melania would donate a few bucks to that fucking wildlife removal effort.
Oh, God.
I
bet his ass looks like a bonobo's. Those horrible saggy asses.
oh yeah. He's like a donkey that's being kept alive by machines, right? And it's just hanging.
No, I feel bad now because I feel like I've been racist to the bonobo monkey. Sorry, ape.
Okay,
monkey.
Yeah. Get it right.
That is racist.
That is.
I was like confusing Chinese and Japanese people. I've done that before. Just like said some stupid shit in my time. As an accidental racist, but
yeah. He said sucky fucking long time and heard I'm Korean asshole.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'm not going to go into it.
Joe must program like CAD 3D models and stuff. He says, "Hey Dawson, that beer's looking pretty light. You better get another one." Yeah, it is. This aluminum caddy thing that I put it in makes them feel like there's going to be something there, and then you go like this, and you're like, drinking my own slobber now, and still nothing comes out. Yeah, just like there.
Bit like my honeymoon.
Yeah. 60 is the new 30. Not if you feel like me, man.
Who said that? You're wrong.
Yeah.
No.
With how many things that we've uncovered in life that hate the human race, 60 is the new 75, man.
Yeah. I feel like I'm getting older everything. I think just the stress of the world, all those benefits we got from years of medicine, so that people live longer.
And I feel like I'm getting older every day. Oh, wait.
Yeah. That was one of the things Bernie Sanders was talking about at one of his great rallies. He was talking about, people in America, obviously he was doing an amazing job just pointing out the fact that America is like the richest country in the world, and yet we can't afford to pay for simple things. But he was talking about that people in America generally die, unless they're like billionaires, the poorer people, they die 3 years younger on average than anybody else in the rest of the world,
and usually by gunshot. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. There is that, but by stress. Well, I do have a story about a dog who shot his owner.
I personally think that American Republicans are against gun control because it helps thin the population, because you can only have so many people getting paid a minimum wage to serve coffee.
Yeah, but they don't like it when they thin the rich population, like the medical insurance people. They seem to be against that.
Yeah.
That's the herd you're not allowed to shoot. Apparently,
well, it depends.
Why.
You can probably have 2 or 3 of them because there's always a couple of CEOs that are just waiting for their next job, right? But you can't take out too many of them because God forbid we give somebody else a chance.
It's like Elon Musk is going around with his little kid on the back of, sitting on his shoulders on the back of it, but he's protecting himself from a gunshot from the back of the head. He's using his little kid to protect him.
Yeah, it's child shield.
I'm surprised.
Right?
I'm surprised he doesn't go in with like children just like strapped to his body everywhere.
He's got enough of them, right?
Go on, throw this steel ball at them; they won't break.
He breeds children like Kevlar,
Suck of shit.
I will say this though. As much as we talk about this because, well, it's affecting our lives and we don't like it. And there's definitely a need to get the message out that those of you who are applauding what's going on, you're drinking the Kool-Aid like nobody ever drank before. It's right from the fucking mushroom tip. You know what I mean? Slurp, slurp. So
you talk about Trump's mushroom tip.
Yeah. Well, or Musk. It just depends, right? But what's going down here right now is going to affect in a negative way, I would say at least 75% of the Trump faithful. And a lot of them are still applauding it. And even
I'd say more.
Yeah.
I'd say more. Yeah, because you probably only got a few percent at the top of the billionaires who's not affecting it. Who are not being affected by it.
There's going to be some more lower millionaire types that sure they're going to feel the doubling of cost and construction and all this and blah, blah, but they can weather the storm if they think there are better times ahead. Right. But a lot of people are really going to feel this. Are they going to feel it and finally snap out of it and fight back? Or are they going to continue this us versus them political fight rhetoric? Oh, you Dems are just whining because we kicked your ass and all that bullshit. Like, when does this situation hurt that asshole enough that he finally stops being that fucking troll in the chats? You know what I mean?
Well, but the problem is, when you have like the rhetoric that comes out of Trump and Musk, like, oh, it's all Biden's fault, and that's what they're going to hear, and they're going to, oh yeah, it's Biden's fault, it's not Trump's fault, it's Biden's fault, and that's unfortunately the hard truth of it. Is like there's going to be a hell of a lot of Republicans out there who just hear what Trump says, believe what he says, and will parrot it.
Yeah.
That's why we have flat earthers. That's why we have all these conspiracy nut jobs around all the people we debunked in the past that can talk absolute shit about mud fossil shit and what was it, tardigradia or whatever it was called.
Oh God, yeah. It's microscopic, but it's a lovely place to be.
all the shit that people have spoken about in the world, and and we always said when we were debunking this kind of stuff in the past that it's stupid, we're laughing at it, but at the same time it's dangerous, and this is why. I mean, Carl Sagan wrote a fucking book about it. About how dangerous it is, the misinformation and that goes around, or the disbelief in science, and this is what happens. This is why I know intelligent people that still go on about how vaccines are bad. You shouldn't wear masks. And I didn't wear a mask and I didn't get COVID, so to you. I know. The logic is completely out of place.
Yeah,
but this is what happens. So you're going to still have that Republican core of people that are just not going to change their tune.
Yeah, Republican core logic. I was in the bathroom jerking off, and When I was finished, my wife called and said steaks are ready. Therefore, if I jerk off, I'll be fed steak.
I must try that.
Yeah. But that's kind of how it seems to work, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, what do you call that? It's not quite Pavlov's dog, but there's a name for that.
It's having your beef. It's having your meat and beating it too.
Yeah, it's just like when Marie Antoinette said, "Let them eat cock."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she didn't realize she just created the whore industry, but you know,
or the gays.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, right?
I just invented homosexuality.
Yeah. Turns out they like it.
They didn't know it was so delicious.
Yeah. Then she'd get all mad because some of her favorite guys are hanging out with the other guys. And
No, I just put an incredibly stupid and funny thought in my head. It's cream cheese on crackers. Okay, you don't normally have cream cheese on crackers because you never heard of cream cheese on crackers until you see the advert on television. And the advert on television says, "Hey, have you had, our cream cheese on crackers? It's delicious." And you go, "Oh, I've never tried that. I'll have that." Why don't they have adverts for, "Have you ever tried cock? It's delicious." Are you
especially with our edible lubricant? I mean, maybe that's right.
You just don't get adverts for homosexuality or lesbianism or anything like that.
Yeah,
why not?
Have you given up trying to get your partner to shower? Edible lubricants are for you.
Because we used to get all these adverts back in the day of eat potatoes from the potato marketing board, or drink milk from the milk marketing board, or eat cock from the from the gay marketing board. Never happened.
No, from the Italian who wears underwears board, right? Because they were big in the 70s,
I guess that's what's going to happen when analies, start doing their marketing campaign on TV. Ever tried a butt fuck? Whoa, try one, because it's lovely with analies. For all the family.
Yeah, well, they got a hold of us about a partnership and a tie-up for a sponsorship, and I said, okay, well,
they tried to get hold of you, but you slipped off.
Well, but I said, get in touch and we'll see what we can do. And 2 big moving trucks showed up at my door, one with circus equipment and the other I can only describe as the interior decorations of a heavy metal club in Germany. And I was like, guys, this is not what I was thinking, right? I thought maybe a phone call, right?
I didn't order a medieval torture chamber. He's died. Oh dear.
Wow, that went down the wrong tube and I had to really get off camera quick.
Yeah, that's what they said about analies.
Holy. My glasses don't fit quite tight enough for the tears from laughter to be held back, so they could come down.
Hey, Joe, it says Dunk is a total troll, though. What do you mean? I mean, I'm a troll.
Yeah, just because he's small doesn't mean he doesn't have a big head.
Yeah. Mushroom. I'll tell you why it's called a mushroom, because there's not going to be much room when I stick it in.
His wife, she loves it. He fits like a glove.
Do all 5 fingers.
She just wraps you in plastic wrap, grabs you by the feet.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't call me butt plug Dunk for nothing.
He is the force. Holy God, man. I can still barely breathe after that. That was tough. I bought an 8-pack. I don't think that's going to be enough beer for tonight. It's one of those times, eh?
It's definitely those times.
Ashley Lundy in the chat says, my hair is extra flowy today. Yeah, I've got very much a lion thing going on today. My hair doesn't look like this in real life. It's being held by the headphones. It's not so poofy. It's a little bit more 70s guy that wears jean jackets and leather jackets too much when I'm not on doing this.
You're going to do a double denim?
Yeah. You know, I feel like I'm supposed to start singing, can you feel the love? Isn't that the Lion King?
Well, that is very lion-y.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're feeling lion-y at the minute. Which, by feeling lion-y, you mean you're just going to sleep half the day and then just like swipe a fist at a gazelle every now and then.
Yeah, I'll go hunting once a month. I'll have a lot of sex and I'll lay around a bit, you know?
And sometimes with the ladies. Yeah, licking it doesn't count.
Joe in the chat says Canadian beer sucks. Yeah, that's because you get drunk on 3 of them. It's not our fault, you know?
Yeah. What's wrong with Canadian beer?
It's too strong for him. Right? Yeah.
There you go. There you go. When I was talking about getting rid of the carbon out of the atmosphere, yeah, you definitely put that into American beer because there's no other fucking point of American beer.
Yeah. You put carbon monoxide in American beer, right? Because you couldn't tell anyway, right?
I've seen bottled water with more alcohol content than American beer.
I know. It's funny. If you buy Budweiser in Canada, and God forbid you do right now, but if you do, it's stronger in Canada than it is in America. Because if you gave us that regular, weaker American beer up here, we're like, it's kind of light and weird, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to build more toilets.
Yeah,
because you'd just be pissing it out the whole time, and then of course, obviously, sending that water back into America again. So it's all right. Yeah, send it over Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
That's why it's all fizzy at the top.
Yeah.
In fact, that's why Niagara Falls exists.
It's a stream of urine that we turn into electricity and then sell back to them.
It's just 10 Canadians who drank a lot of American beer just upriver.
Yeah, here, take your Budweiser back. Yeah.
And do a stunt by climbing into the bottle and going over the top. Yay!
Yeah. Slick says, so what's Canadian beer like compared to British beer? Well, that's a really open-ended question because you guys in Britain, in the UK, you got some really clear, like Pilsner type beers, and then you got your really thick beers that you claim are British, but they're really Scottish and stuff. No,
there's some British ales, good British ales.
No, I'm
British ales.
I'm just making the joke, you know, like if somebody like Jackie Stewart wins the Formula One World Championship, he's British. But David Coulthard, who drove for years for McLaren, a very successful driver, he didn't win the championship, so he's Scottish, right? Right, but there's so much variety there. But on the whole, if you were to generalize the beer, you guys get more of the thicker stouts and stuff than we do. We're very much more into the thinner beers like lager and ale.
Yeah, we definitely go as a spectrum of color. In UK,
not many people in North America drink black beer.
Very pale yellow, black.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
like you can't even see through it.
Exactly. You know, your average Canadian has like a Guinness with the little widget in the can, and that's like a meal.
Oh,
And then you start drinking after, right? That's like supper.
yeah.
But
Yeah, well, those widgety can things are nothing like a proper Guinness.
I think it's hilarious that they actually market that as if it's a way to get real fucking draught or, you know, whatever on tap. It's a joke. It's nowhere near.
Well, to be honest with you, though, to be fair, it's a hell of a lot better than it used to be.
That's
Like, you know,
true.
you just get things from a can. Yeah, the technology has moved in remarkable ways.
Yeah.
But there is still a kind of an odd taste to it that the process of
called
making
aluminum.
Because they also have like other canned beers that have got that, you know, you pour it and it's got the head on it and everything. There's a lot of canned beers that do that, but they all have like just a decent. Yeah, and it's not just the aluminium that I said, and it.
We're all free to
100%.
say it incorrectly. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you get an extra 100% tariff if you say aluminum.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No. There's I think there's a certain taste that comes off the process of the whole widgety thing. But yeah, I don't know.
It does help. It does help. It is true, right?
The best beers I've ever had. There was a pub called the Still in Peterborough that when it shut down, there were literally grown men outside crying.
Wow.
And what they did, they actually poured the beer into jugs in the cellars and brought the jugs up and poured it from the jug. So it wasn't going through the taps. It wasn't going to the fuzzy sprinkler things that make it all sparkly. It was just literally beer from the barrel, and it was fucking amazing.
Wow.
And it got you pissed like nobody's business.
Did they serve mutton as well? Like, you know?
No, it's one of these places where, you know, you don't want to lean on the bar because you'll probably take your sleeves off your shirt.
Yeah.
And, you know, you lose your soles of your shoes as you walk out the place because the floors are so sticky.
Yeah. Roll out the barrel, you know.
It was a really, really horrible, rank little place. But you know, beer lovers love the place. Yeah. I miss it.
I drink a lot of different beers. I do enjoy beer, but I'm definitely more of a clear beer. And I don't mean Budweiser, but I mean Pilsner and stuff. I like a cleaner, crisper beer, if those marketing terms make any sense, you know.
As opposed to a wheat beer. Because you get those over there in Canada, don't you? Wheat beers.
Oh, we have lots of those more weaker ones. Yeah, I don't like that either. But if I know I'm sitting down to have 10 or 12, I don't need the strongest beer because it's going to be overwhelming, right? That's like taking a lovely cut of lamb and then dumping enough mint sauce on for having lamb for a month. So all you're doing is having the texture of lamb and mint sauce, right? It's too much. So it really depends on what you're doing, because if you want to have a lovely, meaningful drink with like a nice cigar after an amazing meal during a sunset and blah blah, you're going to pick a different drink than you would if you're like, okay, I'm going to sit down and watch 3 meaningless action movies and get drunk, right? It's completely different.
Well, cigars, yeah, you have that with brandy, you Philistine.
Scotch. I know. No, but you know, yeah. But if I was going to have like after dinner slimmer cigar, and not something really good, but average, not a backwoods, but you know what I mean? I'd probably go with like a Guinness with the widget in it and do it properly and watch my times and make sure I get everything right to really enjoy the experience. But then I would have 10 Pilsner brews from a local brewery or some shit afterwards to carry me through till midnight, right?
See, if you're having like a slim cigar, I see more like Clint Eastwood. where you throw like a silver dollar on the bar. And it's like whiskey.
You got to
Just
smoke
leave me
them
the
with
bowl.
that attitude too. You really do.
Yeah.
You know, when you get that
No,
little twig of tobacco in your mouth, you got to spit it with purpose. Right?
And you got to look like you're looking into the sun the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Squint.
Yeah.
The
It's not
snake
blinding
eyes.
me. I know it's blinding you, but not me. I'm too cool for that. Right?
He was fucking cool.
Totally.
We love you, cunt, Clint.
Yeah,
Clint.
yeah. Even some of his more poor movies are still pretty cool when you watch them back.
Name one. Name one.
There's two or three with that blonde.
Yeah, well, they've always got a blonde in it. What are you talking about?
No, but that chick that he was with for a while, and he put her in all the movies. She was.
I don't know.
She had the lifeless expression of a 1970s robot. What was her name? She was in oh God, I can't remember her name. Somebody's going to figure it out because they're Googling it right now.
Well, we haven't given him a movie. Just like
it doesn't matter. All you have to do is go. No, it's not Farrah Fawcett. No, Joe, it's not Farrah Fawcett. It's a chick from the 70s, deadpan expression. She was the murderer in one movie, and then they were together in a few others. Sandra Locke, is that it?
Are you thinking of like Play Misty for Me?
I think I've seen that, but I don't know if I quite remember.
Well, he was the radio DJ.
I thought he was the piano. Yeah, man. I think her name is Sandra Locke.
Okay.
Somebody Google this shit for me.
Yeah. And what movie she was in?
Just 2 or 3, and then a couple others, and
not Every Which Way You Can, and all that kind of stuff.
She might have been in the ape costume. I'm not really sure. Or maybe she just didn't shave for a while. Yeah, Mexi Girl says it's Sandra Locke. Yeah, okay. How the fuck did I remember her name of all things, man? Wow.
I have no idea. Synapses are clashing together like a Newton's cradle.
Yeah, I know I'm stuck in the 70s music-wise and stuff, but holy shit, man, that was crazy. You know?
You're stuck in the 70s in lots of ways.
Well, a few. Mostly my wardrobe and my image, my style of speech, my attitude.
Yeah. You still got that pin-up of Daphne from Scooby-Doo. Playing tennis and scratching her ass.
Hey, she raised her skirt for me and signed it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the dog licking at the back of it. That's not good. That's not a good picture. Scooby Snack.
Yeah, and you'd be looking at the dog like, I was about to get one, asshole. Now get the fuck out, you know.
I think that was the best. That was the best Scooby-Doo impression I've ever done. Don't ask me to do it again.
Yeah. I had a buddy years back, man. This really funny guy. I can't remember his name offhand, but for some reason we called him Rockfish. I don't know. He's a real drunk guy, so that had something to do with it, you know, fish and everything. But
what is Rockfish? Spark my synapses. What's that?
I don't know.
Is it a thing?
Yeah, it's.
No. Never mind.
I think it was.
Carry on with your story. Get on.
It was Frankie's second band after he went to Hollywood.
Frankie fucks Hollywood.
Yeah. But he told the story one day in the bar, and we were in Johnny's bar, which was this hardcore metal bar under an old Gothic church that was, I don't remember what happened upstairs anymore.
Just sacrifices.
Yeah. And Johnny used to let the place stay open till like 6, 7 a.m. We'd all party in there, and it didn't matter. This is a great time on Queen Street East in Toronto, or west. Wait a minute. We were west. The next day. Yeah. I wasn't that young. Fuck, I forgot the story I'm telling now.
the sex dungeon.
It was almost that way. It was almost that way.
And Johnny Rockfish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're down in Johnny's fucking weird dungeon German sex metal bar place, and Rockfish is telling the story of how he was with this girl he was dating at the time, and they were in his bedroom having, relations.
Pleasurable moments.
Yeah, exactly. And his dog came in the room and licked his ass.
What did he say? Have you got a sister?
He jumps at it like, what the hell's going on? Figures out it's the dog, puts it out in the hallway and shuts the bedroom door. And the dog tries tearing in the door, and it did this multiple times. So the only logical conclusion to this story is after one lick, his dog was addicted to the salt from his own owner's ass. I never let this guy forget it. I knew him on and off. Like, I didn't always live in Toronto, but whenever I did, I always lived Queen Street West in the same area. And I knew this cat I knew this cat for years, and I never ever let him forget that story, man.
I thought you were going to say is the moral of the story is let the dog in.
Yeah. Might show you a lick or two. Oh man. One day dude will find this podcast and laugh his head off and go, this just won't escape me, will it? He never should have told that story, right?
I'm gonna come and find you and kill you.
He knew back then he couldn't. I don't know why that popped into my head, and it took me literally 8 minutes to tell the story, but
Well, just treat this as a confessional.
I usually do.
Say, actually, 10 Hail Marys and and 4 tins of beer.
Homie, don't play that. Homie, don't play that. No way. Yeah. Okay. So here, we're a little over 2 hours. Who gives a shit at this point? Do you? Well,
not yet.
Okay. So let's see. Oh, yeah, because we got this whole time change fuck up, right? So
don't blame me.
Well, it's the UK's fault, clearly. You guys supposedly invented time just because the meeting was in Greenwich, right? So it's like 1:15 for you cats or some shit, right?
Yeah. Still sprightly early. I mean, if I wasn't doing this, I'd be going through my YouTube subscriptions.
Looking for nude yoga.
What? No, no, I don't get the chance to watch new yoga and nude Yoda. I don't get to watch any of that anymore. This is like Trump did this, Trump said that, Trump did something else. Yeah, or you get those channels that says Trump said something horrendous and people got amazed, and it's like, Oh, for fuck's sake!
I
That's
know.
clickbait. Yeah,
I know.
not even
I
gonna
know.
listen. Not
I know.
even gonna listen.
I know, because I know that all I have to do is take their headline, Google search it, and I'll find the 2 sentences that Trump said that spawned a 14-minute video.
Yeah,
Right?
when
They'll
he
say,
said something.
you'll never believe how far Trump has taken it this time. It is unbelievable. It is illegal. It is immoral. And it is wrong. Now, before we get into it, let's go back a little bit and lay the foundation. And they go back to Gobekli Tempe or something, right? The Egyptians, and start there, you know?
No. What they first do is go, and now a word from our sponsors, HelloFresh.
Yeah. Or BetterHelp, the service that has 0 professionals and offers you nothing, you know?
Yeah, a bit like the executive branch of the government. Yeah. That is so funny though, because so many of these channels that I wouldn't say I follow, but yeah, there's so many of them just have this incredibly vague inferences to something, and it's not even the good stuff.
The sky is falling. Trump farted.
Right? Yeah, but it's never even the good stuff. What's funny is people like Rachel Maddows and that old guy that I mentioned earlier. I can never remember his name. Yeah, was it
the last word with somebody O'Donnell or something? Yeah. I like him.
He's a bit. He's very long winded, and he's got very long winded videos. But sometimes there's some really good stuff in that. It's Rachel Maddows. She's the one that really kicks ass.
Yeah. She's really good. I like it when she can't compose her thoughts because she would start swearing and freaking out, and she just needs a moment, you know.
But she also has a great research team behind her because when she brings up stuff, it's not like this has happened, but she'll bring up this happened, and you said this and this time, and you said this and this time, and we can look at all the receipts of all the things you said in the past.
I hate that word.
I know it's a word of the year, really, isn't it? The receipts.
It's something my child would do to me to prove that I said something, right? I got the receipts. Oh, fuck, you know.
Yeah. It does seem to be the phrase a lot of people use, but
it's for millennials.
The point is. But still, the point is there. The point is still there. She has a lot of backup in her. Shall I say arsenal?
Yeah.
Now, maybe I shouldn't, because it's a bit. Well, we haven't got our sponsors tonight, Fist It or Annualies, so I'll say Arsenal anyway. Yeah,
it's not Arsenal, it's Arsenal. Wait a minute.
Isn't Arsenal for piles?
Yeah. Only in fall, right? You know.
But anyway, I think I was making a really clever point there, and he got lost in the mix. But Rachel Maddows is great.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I like her very much.
I've actually found myself subscribing to a lot more of Republican congressmen, senators, whatever you want to call them, governors, just a lot of senators who are just speaking out more and more.
Yeah.
And I started subbing to them. But what's interesting is I noticed that was it Tim Waltz? Was it Tim Waltz who did one?
Coach?
Yeah. No, it can't have been Tim Waltz. But there was somebody that I was really surprised at just the lack of subscribers and the lack of views. And it's know why? Wow, is this a kind of a sign of the times?
But Tim Walz addressed this in one of his last interviews with somebody from MSNBC, the guy that looks like Milhouse from The Simpsons. Really cool guy. No offense meant.
He's taken.
And Tim addressed the fact that part of the problem was the Democrats, himself and Kamala Harris and the would-be administration, the people running the campaign, didn't play the social media angle properly at all.
Oh, he admits that they failed.
Yeah,
It
was not a.
We failed the American public. Basically.
Well, yeah, but the thing is they had a good platform for politicking. They had a terrible platform for social media-ing. And all of Trump's rhetoric and stuff played into the TikTok shorts and whatnot. And the Democrats didn't ever take that side of it into consideration enough. And the Democrats' message got lost in too much explanation, or supposedly not enough when Trump had no explanation. And that just comes down to delivery of message, right? People on social media, I've said this all the time, when there's a little beef between YouTube channels or two influencers or blah, blah, yada, yada, people hear the initial 2-sentence, 3-sentence paragraph and make up their mind on the spot and go. Right? We've got this unbelievable short, goldfish in a bowl attention span as it pertains to the facts. But once we've laid our opinion on the line, nobody's willing to go, oh shit, I was wrong. They just go, no, that's bullshit. You're being sold lies. And it's insurmountable. We've gotten to a situation where you can't do democracy because it's supposed to be about conversation, not hate.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy. Give me a second here. I need a beer, but there's no more in this fridge. I got to go to that fridge.
Bring 6 through. Go on. Stock at your fridge. Yeah, I mean, one of the things Bernie Sanders brought up was a quote from Winston Churchill. He says, it's like, democracy is the worst form of government apart from all the others.
Yeah. And
Winston Churchill was brilliant because he just opened his mouth and all this shit came out. And sometimes it's really poignant. It was brilliant.
Well, there's this whole thing going on too, where the idea that the government is misusing money and gaining fat cat status and everybody's living well off taxes and all this, and there's misuse of funds and all this, is a great dream to those that don't have a lot, because that would mean that their tax burden would go down and all of this. And that's a really easy thing to sell. But you uneducated fuck in a trailer park, you should know that by ripping up the Department of Education, your children are going to be even dumber than you.
Well, that sounds great.
Exactly, Oh my God. See why I drink so much? Fuck.
We drink to forget Jemima, whatever your name is. Can't remember. Another interesting thing is something that came up with my recommendations was a clip. It was quite a long clip, and I watched the whole fucking thing. And
that's a movie, not a clip.
It almost was. It was Charles. Is it Charles Lawton, the actor? Talking black and white days, doing his speeches from I Claudius, and it was. What was really interesting about it is because you're talking about the Roman Empire, and Claudius became emperor of Rome, following which corrupt Roman emperor it was. God, I can't remember now. And
he was not too far after Christianity, was he?
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, yeah. It was one of the shitty emperors that he took over from. But what was interesting is when you were listening to his deliberations and he was talking to the people of the Senate. He was talking about corruption. He was, and he's going to weed it out. He's, Caligula, getting rid of Caligula. Caligula.
You pronounce that like I would. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like something I need to get a cream for. But he was talking about the corruption in the Senate, and he was like pointed at people in the Senate who were taking the mick out of him because Claudius had a speech impediment. He was physically disabled. All this kind of stuff, and so he's like pointing out people in the Senate.
Yeah, he's going to be played by Joaquin Phoenix, right?
Yeah, but he was naming names, saying, "Oh, you stand up. Oh, you stole money from the people. You got rich out of this, and and it was absolutely brilliant."
Yeah,
and I was thinking,
Jesus in the synagogue or whatever, right?
Well, the thing is it's like, why did this come up in my recommendations? Because it's happening now.
Yeah.
That's why it's come in my recommendations. Because other people have gone, oh, that's a bit like I Claudius. They've looked it up. The video's got up and go, oh yeah, this is relevant. And and that's the amazing thing is that sometimes that YouTube recommendation comes up with something completely left of field.
Yeah,
that is
actually
old,
poignant.
But it's absolutely poignant and relevant.
Yeah,
and it was brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's worth watching.
There's a Canadian historian who just did a thing too. I have this bookmarked for the 42 show coming up because I really want to cover this. But you know how Trump always goes back to McKinley and he put McKinley's name back on the mountain or whatever, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Well,
McKinley. Although I don't know who McKinley was.
Well, I'll give you just a little lowdown. McKinley.
I think you're just going to tell me.
Yeah, exactly. McKinley is the tariff president. He came into power.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The Gilded Age.
Yeah. Well, he came into power at a point where the Americas as a whole didn't need a lot of infrastructure spending. There was no roads, there was no sidewalks, blah, blah. If towns wanted to make little boardwalks, they were called boardwalks because they were made out of boards. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah. And so the America as a whole, the government didn't need a lot of funding except for to fund itself. There wasn't a lot of money to spend on things. Now, McKinley decided that tariffs were the way to get rich, but not just rich. He had his eye on Canada. Canada was only 30 years old at the time, and part of his whole thing was to absorb Canada into America. Now, the tariffs against Canada did not work. What actually happened was Canada embraced its British heritage, and as such, we started doing a lot of trade with Britain, not America, and that's what helped strengthen Canada as a whole, as a country, against this threat to our new country, and it unified Canada just like it's doing now, and it also drove us to other trading partners to make money just like it's doing now.
Yeah, even the French.
Yeah. No, but Trump was brought up by tutors and in an educated life and stuff. So as absurd as some of his stuff is, I usually sit back and think, what if there's actually some brains behind this? Right. So
yeah, go on.
Right. Now, I'm not saying there is, but let's follow the train of thought. Shall we?
No. Yeah, there's got to be something, some synapses clanging together. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
So he knows that it's not going to be truly successful with the Canadian thing. And maybe he can actually get some manufacturing jobs back to America. But those jobs will be highly paid unionized manufacturing jobs. No offense, America. That's a good thing. But it does mean that an iPhone would cost $3,000 and so on, right?
Yeah.
It's an unrealistic goal for a lot of products that we need at consumer spending levels. Trump must know this. So what's the real end game here? The real end game is just like Henry Ford did with the Ford Motor Company. He appointed his son Edsel as the president. The stocks tanked and he bought them all super low and took the company private again. To me, this is a cash grab for the very rich. They know that this is going to fuck everybody else over, and they don't care because this is going to let the stock market go down so they can acquire and watch it go back up.
Yeah, no. You're absolutely right, because a lot of people have been saying this. A lot of people have been saying this is why he's tanking the economy, just so he can get rich off the back of it.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes me wonder that, once Trump and his little cohort of rich people lose their power, I wonder if there'll be arrests, reparations. I mean,
the only way
if you think about the way that Trump has dealt with the federal government and Doge, and they've just gone in and said, right, no, this is how it is.
Yeah.
Let's just say Tim Walz wins the next election. He becomes the next president. He becomes the next president. Oh, that's just a very example.
Yeah.
He becomes the next president of the United States. He gets the FBI back up. He gets the DOJ back up. They go after Trump. They go after Musk. They freeze their assets. They freeze their money. Say, you stole that from Americans. And they literally just empty their bank accounts into America.
Now,
that's that. Now, a lot of people would say, "Oh, you can't do that. You can't do it." That's no worse than what they've done.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You could do that, but in doing that, you will scare off all big business the way that Ireland picked up some because of tax benefits to corporate holdings and therefore head offices and stuff. There is a game to be played here as it pertains to attracting the big players, because if they live in your area, you can tax them. Even if it's small, billions still bring in money, right? And
you can't let them get away with it.
Well, this is the whole thing. We wouldn't have to let them get away with it if all of the first world countries would unite and say, look, let's stop battling on a tax bracket basis to attract companies, and let's do it other ways, because then we could all benefit from fair taxation on the rich. And I think that is the more European Union outlook of things, and that's why we need more unification, because if we had it, then we wouldn't have all of this tax, like, I'll help you get richer, be here because you'll give us a whole bunch of shitty low-paying jobs. No.
Yeah, I don't think Europe or Britain have got a very good, historical, shall we say? Well, they haven't really been good on taxing the rich either. Yeah, I think
nobody is.
We've all been. I mean, considering France, you'd think France would be better at it because Marseille and all that, and Louis the 14th. You think they'd be really tight on that,
but nobody is.
They're not so good either.
Nobody is, because if one person puts the tax up on the rich, they move out of that area to another area. Everybody has to do it uniformly, or whoever does it first loses. That's the problem.
They can't all live in Monaco.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It would sink.
Yeah.
Well, there's fat asses.
Yeah. But if everybody would just unify on that, then business, okay, head office can be wherever you want it to be. Let's not worry about taxing head office so much. Let's worry about taxing the income of the percentage of that company in your territory as a whole and stuff. And, that would help, right?
I wonder if there's like a historical cycle thing. Because, like the French Revolution, everybody was starving, but the rich were super rich.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's going to be like this kind of historical.
This is
thing
happening right now.
Every now and then, every so many 100 years, there's like a reset of the wealth, and
it may not even be 100 years. It might be longer than that. It might be a good couple hundred years.
Yeah, I was going to say it was a few hundred years ago.
Because America has, and Canada as well, and other places have been living in a sort of economic suppressed sort of, the super wealthy have so much it's not funny, and everybody else is fighting for like an extra $2 an hour or something, right? So it's been building, and I wouldn't doubt that there's an explosion of it soon. It's too much now. It's too much.
Well, there was a bit of leveling of wealth during the War of Independence in America, and then there was a bit of leveling of wealth in the American Civil War.
Yeah. But wealth exploded.
I don't think it happened after that, though.
Well, wealth exploded after World War II, and that's where this runs amok. That's where it really starts, right? Because America,
a lot of oligarchs made a lot of money off the World War II.
Oh, yeah, especially companies as well, like the big three auto manufacturers, yada, yada, blah, blah. But America, other than Hawaii, didn't have World War II on their shores, in their lands. So at the end of the war, America was just like, we have this manufacturing surplus and capacity, and we're going to start making all of this great stuff. And meanwhile, Europe is like trying to rebuild homes for people, right?
Yeah. No, it's post World War II for America, like you say, the industry that they had developed,
boom,
just gearing up for war was incredible. It was, like they say, the old sleeping lion, or whatever they call it. Don't wet the dragon or poke the bear. But America after World War II was just incredible. And you see it a lot in the 50s. And just everybody was doing stuff. Everybody was building and everybody was working.
Right, but let's go back to that. At the end of World War II, America had this manufacturing, that's a word that Trump keeps using, capacity that was insane. Right? America doesn't have.
I'm not too sure he knows what it means, but
But America doesn't have that same manufacturing capacity now, because the big three don't have their entire operation in America. So if America got into a world war or a big war situation now, and they did the same thing they did in World War II, where they literally just walked in and told Ford, GM, and Chrysler, you work for us now. And they were like, yes, sir. Right. And that was it. That wouldn't be anywhere near as effective now, but everybody else is bigger than they were then, and capacity and stuff. Right. And, there's a huge thing there that I could see being, this separatist, isolationist view. That is always a view that leads to heavy conflict. So, yes, you need manufacturing prowess, because you're literally looking to build, like, this is, did anybody read Mein Kampf? Has anybody ever heard of that before? I'm just wondering.
No, I haven't read it.
Of course not.
Not
right?
the pop-up version. I've read the pop-up version.
Yeah, but he's literally trying to do I need my manufacturing so I can be Hitler.
Yeah. I mean, that's always been a thing I'm worried about. Is he's going to turn America into a country who feel victimized. That they're all suffering
Yeah.
through his fault. But they won't realize. Yeah, they won't realize that. But it's like they'll be looking at the rest of the world saying, "Oh, fuck them! It's it's their fault we're in this position."
Yeah,
because he's been saying it. It'll be because of Canada, because of Mexico, and therefore the manufacturing increases. On a war footing, obviously.
Yeah,
and then we see the growth of the first galactic empire.
Yeah, and
sorry.
And he's already willing to lie and say, I'll declare an electrical emergency and I've declared this emergency. Like the whole thing with the tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and other people is based on the emergencies he's declared. Otherwise, hold on.
He's probably calling martial law.
Yeah, but hold on.
Law. Yeah, go
but
on.
without him declaring the emergency, it was not even legal for him to put the tariffs on. Right? He doesn't have the political power to put the tariffs on Canada without declaring an emergency over fentanyl and the border. Same with Mexico.
Yeah.
That's why that happened. Right? It's all based on lies.
Yeah. And of course, it hasn't gone through Congress. Because he's ignoring them, even though it's still supposed to.
Yeah, but I think there's some rules. Yeah, but I think there's some rules that say he only gets leeway for so long, and then everybody else gets to chime in. But his piece of shit party runs everything right now until the midterms.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter about the rules because he's ignored them all anyway.
Yeah.
That's the fucking stupid thing about it is, the government, the American government has all these guardrails in place, but he's just, but they're just ignored. He's
just using a Sharpie to sign them out of office, right?
Yeah, and it's like, well, you can't do that. Well, I just did, but you can't. But no, I just did. How's that? I mean, there's a lot of kickback. I am seeing it. And a lot of people are kicking back, saying, "No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that." Even then,
some Republicans are standing up now and saying, "Wait a minute, I don't care if I fucking support you or not. You can't take that away from the checks and balances, right?"
A few.
But all it takes,
they're doing it very quietly, though.
Yeah, but hold on. All it takes is a little bit of water to get through the hole in the dam, and the water works the hole bigger. That's how it goes. As long as we got a couple, we'll always get one more. It's like that Vidal Sassoon commercial from way back in the 70s. She told two friends, and she told two friends, and so on. If somebody starts rolling the snowball down the hill, it will be a boulder at the bottom of the hill. You just got to start it.
Well, you started talking about fingering a dike, and now you're talking about snowball. So, I don't know where
I just want to include everybody, right? Nuts and splits and everything in between, right?
All the pronouns.
Exactly, right? This show is sexually active. We fuck everybody, right? It don't matter.
Wear a condom.
Yeah,
the Shills, the only show you have to be wearing sexual protection to listen to. Stick those condoms in your ears.
Yeah,
ribbed for her pleasure.
Yeah, we're a show that really, you should be wearing a body condom to watch it just to make sure. So we're coming up on 3 hours here.
Doesn't feel like it.
I know, because there's probably 20 new Trump headlines we could bring up right now.
Yeah, well, that's because we've been talking. We haven't been looking.
Yeah, well, I just thought I'd refresh the news here and see, right? So
no. I was actually quite surprised yesterday when not a lot actually happened. A lot of what happened yesterday, the reporting was happened on the day before.
Yeah,
it was like, oh, actually, there's nothing new. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Is he playing golf? What happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Elon taking a day off?
Yeah.
Does he stop taking his little kiddie boy around with the fucking bullet shield? I don't know.
Yeah. I just
it must have been the day for Elon to go onto Twitter and just post 3 billion fucking posts.
So let's leave everybody with a few thoughts here. First off, the UN grow a backbone, kick the terrorists
been saying that for years
out, right?
The UN has not had a backbone since during its conception. Yeah, it did great at the end of World War II and all that kind of stuff. UN, I think you can just get rid of it. I mean, it is a waste of space.
I can't say that because unless
I don't want to say that.
But unless the EU starts looking at Canada, Mexico, and so on as members, we need a world organization. And until the EU is ready to expand and become the world union, we need the United Nations right now. We need, we need that.
Oh, can we kick Russia out?
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. They shouldn't be in there because they're united with nobody. It's just a ridiculous thing. Same with Orban. Kick his fucking punk ass out too.
It comes back down to who do we get to sing in the Eurovision Song Contest or who plays Eurovision European football. Start getting picky.
It's Russia right now is saying there sounds like there's things built into this peace agreement for Ukraine, but what's built in for Russia? The ability to back up, the ability to go the fuck home.
Yeah.
Oh, Jenny Johnson in the chat there too. Happy birthday. Hey, cool. We got a birthday in the chat. Happy birthday. I guess Dunk doesn't believe in birthdays. So.
Well, when 900 years old you reach, look as good you or not. Oh, that was the worst Yoda impression.
Yeah. Well, the drunker you get, the harder it is. Go? Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not true. I know that. That's a science fact. It's not true. Where's John Lithgow when you need him to do a Yoda?
True fact. Dunk's mother was wearing roller skates when he was born. So,
actually, when I was conceived.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
It was an incredible moment.
Yeah.
never caught on film.
1 foot sticking out of each window of a Volkswagen Bug.
A very small place for a roller disco, but Lee's much back in the 60s.
Yeah. So, let's see. Good consumer advice.
Yes.
If you find an app,
Tesla.
What? No, that's
buy Tesla.
Yeah. Buy yourself a Tesla if you want your neighbors to show up with pitchforks and torches and destroy your car.
Have you seen the stickers that Kia brought out for their cars? Because everyone's been putting the stickers on the Tesla saying, "I bought this before we went crazy."
Yeah,
and now Kia have been putting stickers out on their car saying, "I bought this after we went crazy."
That's funny.
Anyway, consumer advice. Sorry, I interrupted you. Get on with it.
Yeah, I've got consumer advice. Number one, if you don't want your neighbors burning upside down crosses on your front yard and stuff, don't buy a Tesla. Absolutely.
I was gonna say, don't be a Niger, but no.
Yeah. No, number two, if you're going to take a plane ride, I still advise you stay off of a Boeing. Boing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Boing.
Yeah. And number three, if you're going to book yourself a trip to Mars, I don't believe Musk's one-way trip is the one you want to be on. You know,
unless he's the one that's on it.
Yeah. Unless his punk ass is there, you can guarantee that it's not going to go well.
Yeah, we went to the other side of Mars.
Yeah,
Elon.
Yeah. We landed.
We camp somewhere else.
We looked at the landscape. We were in awe of the redness and the desolation, and then our oxygen supply ran out and we died.
In happy knowledge.
Yeah. But at least the next starship didn't blow up. So, that's a thing.
Yeah. I had something intelligent to say, but yeah, I'll say
that was years ago, and you've already said it. Yeah, that's what marriage does. It takes the intelligence right out of you.
Oh, it's not the years, it's the mileage.
Didn't Mel Gibson say that to a black man?
No, it was Indiana Jones actually, but never mind.
Yeah.
I think your story might be a bit more interesting if you've got some backup history on there.
Yeah. Mr. Glover's father was in that movie, right? No,
it's what Trump said to Arnold Palmer.
Holy fuck, that was a long drive.
You're making me eyeballs pop out, Arnold. Stop it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've never spit worms before, Mr. Palmer.
It reminds me of watching that film, Deep Impact.
Yeah. Journey to the center of the orange. Okay. So
okay. Yeah. Back in the room. We're professionals. Remember that.
Exactly. Oh, we are fundraising for a hitman because we want to learn target practice. Yeah, that's.
When you say hit, I thought you said when you said hitman, I thought we were going to be bringing out a single or something, like music.
Yeah,
we're looking for a record label.
Yeah, it's a new single by the Village People.
It's called "Why Don't You Fuck Off?"
Yeah. Did you see the footage before we go? Did you see the footage of them actually on stage trying to do that song live? And they didn't.
No, I didn't see it because Trump was standing in the way.
Yeah, well, they didn't use a backup. Well, they probably did use some kind of backup track, but these 90-year-old costume idiots tried to sing their song on stage, and it sounded like cats having sex out of key.
Oh.
Right. That was a great album. That
it
was the sound of cats having sex played on a very warped record with a turntable that has a stretched belt. The wow and flutter was like 12.3%.
Yeah,
it was.
They got some like magnetic wire thing from Technomoan to
exactly. So remember, if you live in the UK and they force you by town council to put new slate on your roof, don't be afraid. Thatcher?
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, what we need. Yeah, we need
Banter?
more. No, less Brazilian. Yeah, we want more fuzz on our roofs again. Bring the fuzz back to roofs.
Less hustler, more playboy, circa
Yeah.
70,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You don't see the canal, you just know it's there.
Oh, dear.
So I have the power to end this madness, and I'm going to do it. Good night, everybody.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe and bloody. Don't forget to come and give us a comment because, we want you to hate us in the comment section.
As much as we hate us, right?
Yeah. Just get it. Just get on with it. Just say something stupid. Like, we spent like 3 hours talking stupid. So now it's your turn. So say something stupid in the comments. And we'll see you later.
Yeah.
Till next time. We'll see you tomorrow.
That's right.
Are we having a normal 42 tomorrow?
I hope so. I'm not scheduled.
I give up. I give up at this stage. I really do.
I'm not. Well, this is that weird transition time where we're getting near the end of the school year and there's things to do and stuff. And there's no appointments tomorrow that could turn into chaos. So we should be all right. But then again, Trump might wake up in the morning and wipe with his left hand instead of his right hand and smear shit all up and down the eastern seaboard. We have no idea, right? We'll see what happens.
Or just JD. Just sweep it over JD.
Oh God! I sit
That's
down.
why he's got his black eyes.
I sit down in the morning with coffee and I check my couch for spooge in case that piece of shit came around my house at night, right?
I check my couch to make sure he's not crawling out.
I got to use rubber gloves to clean that thing just to be safe. Let's get out of here.
We just check something. I was just checking to see if the watches are down because we've been saying we're going like about 20 minutes ago.
Oh no! Right now,
they're still there.
Yeah, no. Right now, we owe 4 watchers. Like we're in the negative now, right?
Hey, no, it's going up again. Hey,
is it? You mentioned JD Vance and everybody sitting on a couch goes up a notch, right?
It's just suddenly hit the recommendations. We've suddenly gone viral just at the end of the show.
Yeah. Somebody said nude yoga and the whole Vance family showed up. Yeah. So remember, if you want to leave a lasting legacy for your family, open up a whorehouse near a gold mine.
Yeah. Top tip.
There you go, right? And then she pulled out the mushroom tip.